Alright, let's get this started. So there's been two big movies that everyone's been talking about this summer. One being Superman, and the more recent of the two, the Fantastic Four. We've got DC and Marvel pinned up against each other. What we're going to look at today is which of the two came out on top. Firstly, we'll talk about Fantastic Four, just because I just saw that. I'll keep this spoiler-free for the sake of those who may not have seen it yet. Overall, I thought it was a good movie. Was it a great movie? No, I don't think so, but it was good. Why was it good? I liked how original it was in terms of other Marvel MCU movies. This one had its own style. It was more so, what time period is that? 60s or 50s? So yeah, like that 60s style that they have about it, the technology, the cars, even though it's kind of futuristic with spaceships and flying cars and whatnot, it's still got those more 60s style about it, especially when it comes to the music, the artwork that they like to flash around, especially towards the beginnings of the movie and the ends of the movie, especially like the credit scenes and the opening scenes. I like how it is original. I enjoy it. I thought it was different. It was more fast-paced, which honestly, with a movie like this, I do not mind. It gave it sort of a comic book feel to it, just like flip, 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 flip. Okay, flipping through all these events, let me get the gist of where we're at right now. One thing I thought that they did better here is kind of showing off here, as opposed to Superman, is kind of showing off the fame that they have before stuff starts going downhill. Superman, let's flip over here. I like how they did throw you into the action, but it would have been nice to see kind of at least a few minutes of everyone loving him, of him saving people and things, and just like a quick do of him doing all these heroic things and everyone like crowding around him, cheering for him, asking for his autograph, pictures, this, that, just to show that, hey, people like Superman. They did that in here. They had the beginning where it was kind of showing off the Fantastic Four. So yeah, I liked how it tried to be different and original compared to the other MCU movies, which I think it needed to be, just because it's a turning point for the MCU moving forward. I will also say I really enjoyed Johnny Storm and Ben, the Thing. I thought they were the best in the movie. Maybe Johnny Storm I thought was the best in the movie. In my opinion, I liked him a lot. I thought Joseph Quinn did a fantastic job playing Johnny Storm and embodying that character. I thought he did very well. I did not enjoy Pedro and Vanessa Kirby as much as the others. I don't know. It might just be a personal thing for me, but Pedro Pascal pretending to be smart, I wasn't buying it that much. I don't know what about it. It's not even a huge, valid criticism on my part, but there was just something where I was not buying it that Pedro Pascal was the smartest man on the planet. I don't know. I feel like if you're going to write a smart and it's not fully Pedro's fault, I guess. It's also the writers. If you're going to write a smart character, I don't know. It just felt off. I don't know what about it. Maybe because the people writing the character don't have genius level IQs, and they just kind of throw in names of algorithms and smart people from the past, and they have Reed Richard kind of say those from time to time, and it's like, okay, I don't know. I'm not really buying it, but that's just a small criticism. And then Vanessa Kirby, her character was okay. I wanted to like her a lot, but there was just some parts that I wasn't a fan of, where she was kind of flip-flopping. Yeah, 1 minute she's kind of super passionate about one way to do things or not do things, and then the next minute she like flips around, and then it's like Reed who's the one trying to defend her original idea, and then she's fighting him about it. And I'm like, what? Okay, you just flip-flopped what you were saying. But those were just a couple of the things that bothered me a little bit. As much as I hate to say it, because they're the two main characters. Johnny Storm was great. The Thing was great. The style was really cool. I liked how original it was compared to other MCU stuff. So overall, I thought it was good. I will say, in my opinion, that's 2 good MCU movies in a row. Obviously, Thunderbolts did not make a profit, so money-wise, I guess it's a failure, but I still thought it was a good movie compared to the last 3 or 4 years of MCU movies. Anyway, this video is not about that. MCU has made 2 good movies. Maybe not great, maybe not fantastic, but good movies, which is a good sign. Like, you need that. You need to keep making good movies. And another thing about this is that it was relatively free from any, like, out-of-place wokeness or over-the-top wokeness, which I always appreciate. Same with Superman. They tried to stay away from any over-the-top woke ideas in the movie, which I think is necessary for most movies. I'm not going to say all movies, but most movies, especially if it's a comic book movie. There's enough going on in the world of a comic book where I don't think it's always necessary to kind of artificially inject our real world political problems into some of this. There's a time and a place, and I don't think either of these movies were the time or the place, so they strayed from it. So kudos to both of them. Which did I like better, though? Which do I think was a better movie? I'd say Superman. I liked Superman more than Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, I don't know. I'd give it a 6 out of 10, a 7 out of 10, 6.5. It was a little bit better than mediocre. And then Superman, I gave, what did I give? Like an 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Why is that? Why do I like this Superman movie better than the Fantastic Four movie? Because after this, I left the theater feeling something, feeling hopeful, feeling like, hey, maybe I can be a better person in life. This did not. A big thing about Fantastic Four is family. They obviously had that as one of the big themes in here, but I feel like it didn't hit as emotionally as Superman did in terms of, hey, I left the theater feeling something. Which you don't always need for a movie, but this Superman had it, and it made me feel good, made me feel hopeful for the world, made me actually interested in the character of Superman and being like, hey, maybe I'll go out and buy some Superman comics. Maybe I'll go and watch some of the other Superman movies. I was never a huge fan of Superman, but maybe I will be now. Fantastic Four. Apart from Johnny, there's nothing that kind of sparks my interest in that and want to talk about that or want to see edits of Reed Richards or Invisible Woman. No, but Superman, I'll be scrolling Instagram, and then every once in a while a Superman edit comes on, and I'll watch through it because it's good. That's just me and my opinions on it. I guess we can check Rotten Tomatoes real quick. We'll see what the people have to say. And granted, Superman's been out for 2 weeks, maybe 3. Fantastic Four, this is its first weekend. And wow. Okay. 93. 89. And then over here we got 92. 89. Interesting. And the critics seem to like this more. I disagree. It's very close. It's very close. But that's what the people are saying, at least right now. It's only been out for a day at this point. Maybe a day and a half, 2 days. Some more reviews may be coming in. But still, this is good for the MCU, the state of superhero and comic movies. But the thing I think that's lacking from this is the conversation of it. Superman, there's been a conversation where people, instead of talking about, maybe, okay, wait, let me finish my thought. People, instead of talking about, hey, I hate this movie, it's too woke, what did they do to my character, instead of talks like that we would have 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, where a lot of the movies coming out for the MCU were just not great, not as good as they used to be. Why am I saying the MCU? This is DC. But same with DC. Blue Beetle, what the heck happened to that? Black Adam, what the heck happened to that? Like, that just blinked out of people's minds. Aquaman 2. The only conversation happening around those movies is, wow, that was trash. The Flash. And then other people being like, oh, it wasn't that bad. People are just review bombing it. That was the only conversation was happening. One side saying, this is trash, and the other side trying to cope and defend it and be like, oh, I swear it wasn't trash. People are just saying that. When actually, yeah, in my opinion, most of them are trash. Instead, this conversation was, hey, let's talk about the character of Superman, the way they portrayed Superman, the plot points that they decided to put into Superman, comparing it to Man of Steel and previous Supermen, which is good conversation for movie goers to have. I don't see that conversation happening yet for Fantastic Four. We'll see what happens the next couple of days. But I don't see it being as impactful as the conversation around Superman. And I don't know if there's no conversation, will that be enough of a runway for this next Avengers movie? I'm sure a ton of people will go see it. But, like, I don't know, I'm still waiting. Because these guys seem kind of wedged in there a little bit. They've got their own style, the 60s style, and obviously somehow they're going to find a way to get from their universe to the MCU universe that we all know. How that happens, I don't know. But my worry is, will it be too forced and will it be too quick? I don't know. I like to stay positive with these types of movies because I want comic book movies to be good. because a lot of stories in comic books are interesting, I think. And now, granted, I'm not the biggest comic book nerd. I'm far from it, really. But the idea of a superhero and all these different superhero characters, both in Marvel and DC, like, this goes both ways. They've got cool characters to work from, cool stories to work from. It's just a very complicated thing trying to bring that to the big screen in a meaningful way. Overall, I thought Superman was better than Fantastic Four, but both good movies. It's been a pretty good summer for movies, I think. We had How to Train Your Dragon, we had Superman, and then we had this. I refuse to mention Jurassic Park because they need to stop making those. My final thoughts, Superman beats out Fantastic Four, at least in my book. And I'm more excited for where the DCU will be going, more so than I am about the MCU. But that being said, Joseph Quinn did a great job as Johnny Storm. And I cannot wait to see his character show up again. Alright, that's about all I have to say about this. If you guys made it this far into the video, thank you so much. Yeah, if you like movies, if you like talking about movies, ranking movies, please consider checking out Watchlist, the movie app. It's an app that I built all by myself. It's basically Tinder meets Letterboxd. You swipe through a recommended list of movies based off of kind of what you've watched, how you've ranked the movies, and then you've also got a social aspect to it. If you guys want to check it out, I would greatly appreciate that too. It's a great place to kind of keep track of your movies and what you want to watch, what you have watched, that sort of thing. So in advance, thank you for at least giving a look. Alright, anyways, that's about all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day, have a good night, have a good week. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.